I'm vengeance.
I'm not gonna lie, I was not sure how this movie was going to turn out. That first trailer was less than stellar. I also knew that Matt Reeves was the director of the most recent trilogy of Planet of the Apes movies. And I'm not sure how to feel about that even now. Don't get it twisted, I was going to watch it no matter what. But I knew it would either be spectacular or a train wreck into a dumpster fire. And my money was on the latter one. I mean, just listen to this delivery.
He needs some milk.
But I am excited to say that The Batman was fantastic. But before we get to that, it's conspiracy theory time. I think that with a couple of these movies that have come from DC these past few years, they're trying to reboot the DCEU. With the Suicide Squad a few months ago, the Batman, the Flash, and heck, let's throw the Joker in there. I think they're making a new DCEU using the. I know this theory is disproven by the fact that Aquaman 2 and Black Adam are coming out this year, but I thought I'd put that out there before I'd told my brain is the size of a pea and I should try a thing called Google.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
The new Batman is, I'm serious, the most interesting take on a Batman film we may have ever had. It is a detective film instead of a straight-up superhero film, but that makes it unbelievably engaging. It's a very long film, but despite the 3-hour runtime, the movie never feels like it's wasting time. Even the finale, which is quite long, feels like it's using every minute. It was easily the least action-heavy Batman movie, but it was still very engaging most of the film. It only felt slow in a couple of portions of the movie, but the moment it started to feel slow, the next clue was revealed or the next action sequence began. On that note, the action is so good. The cinematography and action choreography are already pretty good in the DC catalog, but this movie just takes it to the next level. I think the fact that the action is so few and far between in this movie seems to have given the production team a want to put even more time and effort into those shots. I still can't get over the shot of Batman walking through the pitch black hallway and beating the living crap out of Guns in the room. There's a shortened version in the trailer, but the final version is just unreal. The cinematography is also great, the best in a Batman movie ever, and makes a very good use of different focal lengths and lenses to get these great shots that almost look like they have watercolor backgrounds that feel just like they're from a comic book. Another star in this movie's entire aesthetic is the lighting, of course. The lighting in this movie makes it feel even more like a comic book. Most of the movie has these extremely dark shadows with harsh red or orange lighting that makes it feel almost akin to Blade Runner. Thinking about it now, it has a lot in common with Blade Runner, both in concept and presentation, which isn't a bad thing because Blade Runner's great. Moving on from the visuals, the acting was also very good. Jeffrey Wright had a very good and unique performance as Jim Gordon. Obviously, it wasn't as good as Gary Oldman, but it was still very good. Andy Serkis was a surprisingly good Alfred. Zoe Kravitz is my favorite version of Cat Rhythm. Go figure! But all joking aside, this may be the most accurate version of their relationship. This version of Catwoman also fits into the story a way that just makes more sense than other versions. Colin Farrell was the Penguin, and first of all, what a weird choice for this movie. The Penguin is just one of the most random choices for a Batman villain I know. Even so, Colin Farrell did great. Call me crazy, but to me, Colin Farrell sounded like Martin Scorsese. I don't know. I mean, just listen.
I got you! I got you! Well, I've got some news for you. The Shark Slayer made me his manager, so I'm now what I like to call untouchable.
Paul Dano as the Riddler was also surprisingly great. I haven't even heard of him until now, but he did a really good job. I love this fresh take on the Riddler. Someone is probably complaining about how inaccurate it is, but honestly, having a weirdo in a bright green suit just spout goofy riddles while trying to steal a diamond or something just does not fit into the tone of this movie. The fact that he's this more dark villain, kind of closer to Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight, actually makes a lot of sense for this movie. I also like that it may have said a little bit about toxic social media creators and fandoms, just a little bit. And of course, the elephant in the room, Robert Pattinson as the Batman. He was, I kid you not, my favorite live-action version of Batman. I said that for a reason. He was easily the most accurate version of the character, right down to the opening monologue.
When that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning.
The fact that he is a detective first and foremost is a key in this, but I think the movie did one other important thing. Batman didn't feel like a brute in this movie. He feels like he's thinking and calculating the entire time. You never really question his methods because they always make sense once he's done. For example, spoiler warning. There's a scene where Batman has to escape the Gotham Police Department and he jumps out a window. He glides under a bridge and explodes against it. He falls to the ground and then gets up and leaves. At first, this kind of seems like a rookie mistake, but the moment you stop and think about it, Batman was actually making a really smart move. He intentionally hit the bridge to escape the police, using the explosion like a smoke bomb. It's little touches like that that elevate a character beyond his key traits. This expanded on Batman's pre-established intellect by showing his ability to think quickly and adapt. TLDR, the Batman is great. I could go on, but I think this movie is better experienced than heard about. If you are a person that likes mystery, thriller, action, or superhero movies of any kind, go check it out. Also, Timothée Chalamet is going to be the new Robin.